Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are going to go over a classic DevOps interview question that comes pretty much anytime Kubernetes is on the table. Here's the scenario. You deploy a new replica set, but one of the pods gets stuck in a crash loopback state. So it just keeps starting up, crashing and restarting over and over. How would you actually go about troubleshooting and fix that? Why this question matters? This question is really testing how well you can troubleshoot Kubernetes under pressure. It looks at whether you know how to work with logs, events, and pod life cycles. And if you can tell whether an issue is coming from app itself or underlying infrastructure. When you answer any technical question, what interviews really want to see is how systematically you break down and troubleshoot a problem. In a situation like this, taking a structured approach looks something like this. First, check the pod status with kubectl get pods to make sure it's actually stuck in CrashLoopBackOff. Next, take a look at the logs using kubectl logs, then the pod name, to see if there are any app level errors like strays, missing environment variables, or failed dependencies. After that, run kubectl describe pods to check for events, image pull failure, or probe issues. Once you figure out what's wrong, fix the underlying issue. Whether that means updating environment variables, resolving dependencies, or tweaking your probes and then redeploy the app. Here are common mistakes people make. They restart the pod blindly without checking the logs or completely ignoring the event in kubectl describe. It's also easy to blame an infrastructure issue when it's really just an application misconfiguration, or forget to cross-reference the problem with recent deployments. Do not take this approach while answering the question. It should be avoided in a production too. Let's walk through this using a diagram. It makes it a lot easier to picture what's actually happening. You can find this in GitHub repo for the DevOps interview series, so feel free to pull it up whenever you are preparing for interviews. To start, check the pod stat by running kubectl get pods. Look at the restart count and see if it is just one pod failing or if multiple pods are affected. Next, inspect the log with kubectl logs. If the container is dying instantly, run kubectl logs previous to see what's happening right before it crashed. Otherwise, look through the main log for strack traces, missing environment variables, or dependency issues. From there, run kubectl describe pod to check the event. You are looking for things like image pull failure, broken liveness or readiness probes, or issues with volume mounts, secrets, and config maps. To check if recent changes caused this, check your kubectl rollout history or review your CI/CD pipeline logs. Once you pinpoint the root cause, you can fix it. If the app is panicking, update the code or adjust the startup argument. If it's a config issue, update your environment variables or secrets. If a dependency is missing, make sure the underlying database or service is reachable. And if a probe is misconfigured, adjust the threshold. After applying the fix, redeploy the pod, monitor it until it stays stable, and wrap up by documenting whatever happened so you can prevent it next time. This is the GitHub repo that I was talking about. You can check this whenever you are preparing for your interviews. It has got all the information that is required, and I hope that would be helpful to you. I will share this link in the comment section of the video. Putting everything we have talked about, here's how you can structure your answer. When I hit a crash loop off, I start by running kubectl get pods just to confirm its status. From there, I jump straight into kubectl logs to see if the app itself crashed due to a panic, missing environment variables, or a broken dependency. I will also run kubectl describe pod to check the events section for things like image pull failure or bad probes. Once I pinpoint the root cause, whether that means fixing a config error, resolving a bug in the code, or tweaking resource limits, I apply the fix, redeploy, and watch the pod until it stays healthy. Ultimately, it's all about troubleshooting systematically instead of just blindly restarting things. That's all in the video. Keep watching the space for more.